I'm just going to ask you guys for your advice. I'm married. I'm married to a pastor of a really small church, but that's beside the point. My question is, how do I remain balanced? I want to be a great first lady, push him in his ministry, yet I know that God has given me my own ministry. So it's how do I stand behind him? I've been married for 15 years, so I don't want to, get no divorce. But at the same time, I want to go forth in everything that God has given me and operate in the mantle that he's put on my life. But yet I want to support my husband, you know what I'm saying, and push him, to, walk beside him. So my question is, how do I be balanced as a woman of God, a first lady, and a minister myself?
She asking y'all, but I would love to answer, but y'all answer that.
I have a question for you. Is he supportive of you in your own ministry?
He is very supportive. He actually pushes me forward, but I just feel I'm fasting, I'm praying, I'm coming after God with my whole heart. And it's I don't want to be fat, get the fasting and praying and then I neglect my husband. I just want to give God all I am, but I want to give my husband all he is. It's
you just need to let all that go and just go do it. Okay. And just go be it. Okay. Because God brought you together for a reason and a purpose, and it says he knew you before you were even in your mother's womb, so he knew you had that call and purpose on your life, and he still put you with a husband who has a call and purpose on his life, so now go do it together, but in your own call and in your own purpose.
Okay.
And I got to say something. Now, a lot of folk gonna disagree with me on this, but I got Bible, scripture, and verse. A single woman care for the things of the Lord. You do what you want to do when you're single. When you're married, you can't do that.
Yes, sir.
The Bible says you care for the things of the world, and how you may please your husband.
Right.
So your first ministry is him. Okay? That's your first ministry. Before you go do anything, if you go on a fast, you can't even go on a fast without his permission. Because 1 Corinthians 7 said, defraud ye not one another except to be with consent for a time where you give yourself the prayer and fast, and let Satan come. That's 7 and 5. Let Satan come tempt you for your incontinency. So you can't go on a fast without his permission, and he can't go on a fast without your permission, because his body don't belong to him. 1 Corinthians 7:1 say, not concerning things where if you run unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. And nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife. Let every wife have her own husband. Let the husband render due benevolence unto the wife. Let the wife render due benevolence unto the husband. For the wife hath not power over her body, but the husband. The husband hath not power over his body, but the wife. So that's what the Bible say. So I know we live in a time now where folk tell you, I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's why a lot of people by themselves. But when you're married, your responsibility, even to a man, his responsibility is his wife. And I can't save the world, and my wife can't stand me. So God has honored you and given you a husband that supports you and that pushes you, and go forth. So go forth in your ministry, as Sister Heather told you. But remember, your first ministry is your husband. Submit. Sub means under. Mit means forward. You don't go forward until you go under. So once you submit, go under, and honor him, God will send you forward in your ministry. And I think that's the way it got to be done.
My question's for you, Brian.
Okay.
To find out what you would say as far as how do the people in this room basically live out the prophetic on a day-to-day basis? What are some practical steps they could take to start moving in that?
I'm glad you asked me that. 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 18 is a very powerful scripture, and I've been studying for the last 2 days. Paul told Timothy, the prophecies that, he said, these prophecies I commit unto you that went up before you, that you wage a good warfare. When you get a prophecy, you fight with it. What you mean? If there's a word over your life, you don't just sit there and wait on it to come to pass. You fight with your prophecy. And let me tell you something. See, some of you, you'll get a word from the Lord, and the minute things go to looking contrary to the word of the Lord, watch this. You begin to challenge the prophecy. That's right. Don't challenge the prophecy. Challenge the circumstance with the prophecy. Oh, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you get a word and it look like it ain't gonna come to pass the way you expect. And so what you'll do is you'll say, well, he must have missed God. No. The word of the Lord is true. So you got to tell your circumstance, the prophet said this. The Lord spoke this over my life. And if God said it, I'm going to fight till it come to pass. So I say, war with your prophecy.